Good afternoon and welcome back. In this lecture, this will be the very brief overview of the content examples that I've mentioned. So I now have the internet back up and running, which is great. And what I will do now is the windows I've previously discussed, we have the community page here. So this is the area with all of the content I previously mentioned, will be populated based on the most recent things which are happening in the Unreal community. We can then hop on over to the marketplace, and this will be a great location for a number of different objects, and you can download entire blueprints, models, textures, pretty much anything you want. You may be able to find in the marketplace, and it's a good way to again support the community. People are putting these things up in the Unreal marketplace, which is always good. But the most important thing will be the content examples that we're looking for. So if we move on over to the Learn section, we can scroll down and find the content examples package here. So we're going to click on that, and I already have it. So this is saying to create a project, but this may tell you to download it if you don't already have it. With it installed, you can just create a project from here. But if you go ahead and download this, what this will do is if we then hop on over to the library when you've done that, we can see in our vault we now have the content examples package. So you can create a project from there, which I've done. I've given it a location, you just hit create, and what this will do is it will give you a project for the content examples. Nice and simple. So then from here we can go into the content examples project. We can open this as any other project we'll be opening as we go through. And when this is opened, we are greeted with the introduction map, the content examples overview map. And we can just do a quick fly through in here, and we can see some of the examples they give us of what is included in the content examples package. Now the brilliant thing about this is if you can't find a tutorial on something, or you're not 100% sure on how to do a setup for a certain blueprint which you have in mind, there's a good chance that this may not have the exact answer in the content examples. Obviously, a lot of projects are going to vary to a very large extent, but this covers the vast majority of anything you may want to know how to do inside of the Unreal Engine. So the way that we can find these things is if we go to the maps, we will open the maps folder, and we can see here there's just an abundance of different maps, and each of these maps are responsible for showing you how to do certain processes within the Unreal Engine, and it covers pretty much anything. So if we say, for example, you wanted to learn a little bit more about level design, we can open up the level design workflow map, and when that's loaded, what this greets you with is you have different stages, these 4 different stages of a simple level design process, and you can hit play and we can go into this. So it shows you how you block out a level, and then how you will add the proper models and some of the textures in, and then go to the next stage of adding the lighting and some of the particle effects and things like that, and then the final stage where we've got the full lighting, the sound effects and everything that goes into there. Then alternatively you can just think maybe you want to know how to use the mouse and input. So if we find anything here, we have basic input, so this will cover things like the keyboard bindings. It's got a simple platform walkthrough, so it will show you how to set up a little guy walking back and forwards with the mouse and keyboard. So if we go over here, we can see setting up some simple inputs for a character, and then if we wanted to find mouse input, there's another one for this. Press play, and it just shows you how we can react, how the game can react to different inputs. And this just goes on. There's things for animation, audio, and so on. So you can see now, hopefully, that this is a really good way to teach yourself various parts of the Unreal Engine. This is definitely something I used quite a lot when I was starting out, and I still go back to it now. If there's something that I've not needed to do before and I want to know how to do it for a new project, my first port of call will normally be to actually come here, see if there's something on the relevant matter, break apart the way that they've set up the scene or the way that they've created the blueprint, and I'll try and take from that what I can, because I mean this is made by the guys at Epic, it's made by the people making the engine, so anything that's done in here is quite likely to be one of the more optimal ways to do it as well, so that's always a good thing to keep in mind. But anyway, that is the content engine. I did say I just wanted to cover what it is and try and explain why it's such a great thing. So it's quite a unique functionality for a game engine to provide you with. I've never seen anything like this provided in other game engines. There are normally small templates or learning content areas that you can go to, but nothing of this kind of scope. So I think it's just amazing. So do have a play around with this. I definitely think that will be a worthwhile use of your time. I'll leave that here for now, and I will see you in the next lecture.